Greetings in the name of the Most High Yah. It's King Yadaya, aka King Solomon, staying wise in life and in these markets. And today I'm gonna do a trade recap on my Nvda trade. And again, this is simulator trading. This is not live trading. I'm just testing out my strategies within simulator. So while the market is moving along, I'm taking my trades as if it was live trades, but it's not live trades. So we're not trading live money right now, just refining my strategy at the moment. So looking at the 4-hour chart on Nvidia, we have this this upward channel that I drew here, and we have the breakdown of this upward channel. So let me just pull out my Epic pen. Alright, can't find the Epic pen right now, so I'll use Trade and Views arrow. Alright, so we have this this upward channel right here. This is the resistance line, this is the support line, and that's the midway point, that dashed green line right there. So we have a breakout from the lower channel, the lower resistance support line of the channel. We had that nice wick out right there. Let me see, let me make this a little bigger. Right, so we had some nice reversal patterns, the doji candle right there. Then we had this kind of shooting star candle. We even had this one right here before this push up, where you see the wick rejections at the midpoint. Had the doji showing the weakness, more weakness. Then we broke the channel. Now we're breaking down today, right? So let's see. Just wanted to give like a overview of what's happening on the bigger time frame. So let's go down to the 5-minute chart. All right, so again, this is I'm just gonna break down my strategy on how I took this trade, right? So today we have a lower value relationship with the hold on one second. Yeah, so we have this lower value relationship with the money zone. The value area low is right there. That's at 159.06. Prior days value area low was around, let's see, 163.10, and value area high today is now, hold on, 162.97. Prior days value area high was right here at around 163.96, right? And this is the lower puck and the upper puck level, that green line and that kind of pinkish reddish line. So today we have a lower value relationship, 2-day relationship, where the value area has moved lower, but it's also made it wider, right? Because we had some movement yesterday. So this is showing that the value area has increased because price has moved down and seeking lower value, right? So the price is now, the value area is now wider. Now the thing about that is, excuse me, the thing about that is when you get these wider ranges, you usually get this kind of similar price action compared to the value area, right? So what that means is that the price is probably going to range in between this level. Not to say it's going to range in between this value area, but the price action itself is going to be probably rangy. It's going to be like, you know, back and forth trading range kind of day. You wouldn't really expect like a trend day, right? Because it's just because of the width. Compared to yesterday, you could get a breakout yesterday from this narrow width, but this wider width, you expect price to kind of bounce back and forth, right? So even though it's a lower value relationship, I'm looking for price to do what it did early in the morning, right? So when market started at 9:30, we had this kind of like a range forming, right? It was kind of bullish in nature. It's creating lower highs, I mean higher lows, but it's not really breaking out per se, right? So with a lower value relationship, price opening within the range, within the price range where it opened here, right? It opened within the range, but outside of value, which is the value area low. So it opened outside of value. So that means we're moderately seeking new value. It's not as bearish as yesterday, but it's still within the same realm of sellers are kind of still in control, right? So with that kind of moderate bearish sentiment, you're looking for bulls to actually try and make a play, right? So when the bulls make their play, it's not supposed to be that strong, because they're gonna run into sellers like up here at the value area low. So you're looking for the retest of the value area low, which we got, right? And let me also show you this right here with the central floor pivots. It's the same kind of, it's a lower value relationship, right? So let me see. This was the central floor pivots from yesterday, and this is the central floor pivot today, right? So this green line right here, that's the bottom central pivot, although sometimes it calculates and it's on top, but it's the bottom central pivot, and this one is the top central pivot. So sometimes how it calculates, it just flips, right? So even this is a wider range from compared to yesterday. So all that you're taking into note. And with price usually touching the central floor pivots during the trading session, 63% of the time I think it is, I'm looking for the double pivot zone, which is, if you put the money zone back on, you can see the top central pivot and the value area low creates a double pivot zone. So you see how price exactly came and touched that level right there, the value area low and the top central pivot. That's a significant level, right? Because it's a double pivot zone. So with that said, at this point, let's see, throwing on the VWAP lines. This is the white line is VWAP. This is the red line is this red line right here. Let me pull out the arrow again. So that's the upper VWAP band. This is VWAP. And this right here is lower VWAP band, right? So at 10:30, which is around the time when you're creating the initial balance, low or high, this is the where price has traded in between the high and low of the first hour of trading. That's the initial balance, right? So at 10:30, which is this candle right here, we had the breakdown, the reversal, the test of the top central pivot and the value area low, and it created this this down candle here, which is signifying like a reversal candle, right? So as you can see here, I made a trade at 158.15, which is, let's see, like around here. So let's see, let me see if I can make that a little bigger. Right, so as we broke down from the upper VWAP line, I took the trade here for the short, right? But I'm setting my stop loss above, let's see, I'm setting my stop loss above this VPOC level, well, not VPOC, but the point of control for the money zone. So let me take off some of this here so you can see what I'm talking about. Right, so again, that green line and that pinkish line right there, that's the point of control in the money zone, right? So, and as you can see, it correlates with the bottom channel. This blue line coming up across here, that's the bottom channel that we broke out from. So I'm putting my stop loss above here. So if we do come back in or we push back up, this is going to create the resistance, the point of control, where the sellers are in control. So it's a seller's market from yesterday. This is the point of control. This is where sellers are they're gonna defend their spot, right? So the stop loss is up here, and then let's see, my target is S1 and the floor pivots, right? So mostly if you get a touch on the pivot levels, the central floor pivot range area, you usually get move down to like S1. So floor pivot S1 was my target at 155.74. You can see I covered right there at 155.74, which was, yeah, right here, just above S1. So that's basically my strategy right there. You're looking for, you're going with the trend, but you're looking for the retest, right? Hold on one second. Right, so you're going with the trend. I mean the bias of the money zone setup. If it's a lower value relationship, you're looking for sells, you're looking for shorts, and seeing that it's a wider range for the money zone, you're looking for a definite retest of the value area low. So that's what I did. Wait for the value area low retest, took the short, took the breakdown of the upper VWAP band, that's that red line right there, and took it down to just above floor pivot S1. And let's see something here again. Let me show you. On the 15-minute chart, the same is like the same kind of relationship is here in the Camarillas as well. So we have some confluence, right? So we have a lower value relationship. Yesterday S3 was here at approximately 161.85. R3 was here at, let's see, approximately 163.56, and now we have a completely lower value day, with R3 being right here at approximately 160.03. S3 is at 156.55. So it's a completely lower value relationship, but we're opening above S3, right? And within the central kind of zone here. So when it's moving down and you get in the support at S3 and it's pushing up, you're gonna wait for like around the R3 retest, right? So it's kind of like the same kind of setup, but I'm going more with the money zone, but everything is correlated. You know, everything is showing confluence, so it's around the same kind of area. So you get the rejection here at R2, and then you get the push down to like S4, right? So it's just above S4. So it's a nice little trade, man. And as you can see now, we're getting some support here where you might get that rangy kind of price action where it's gonna come back up to like maybe the middle, drop back down a little bit. Who knows? You know, it'll do what it do, but you kind of want to get into what's the most probable trade, you know? Like there's different strategies you could use right now. I guess you could use moving averages and stuff like that to try and jump in a trade right now. But to me, this was the most this right here. Let me see. 158.15. Right. So down to 154, 155.74. Right, and I think it was a one. I had a 150, 150 stop. So to me, that was the most probable trade for me right there. You know, anything else, I don't know. For me, it's just gonna be guesswork. But this is the most probable trade you could get right now for like when you get the initial balance high, you get a rejection, and you take it back down to floor pivot S1, like like I showed you on this 5 minute chart, right? So yeah, that's my trade, man. So that's my little strategy I'm working out, and yeah, it's going good, man. It's going well. It's a little more patience you gotta have, and you're letting the pivot biases like the money zone and the central floor pivot and the camarillas kind of lead your bias as to how you're gonna execute the trade. So it's working out nicely. It's building a little more control, staying more disciplined, knowing that you have to wait for certain tests, retests, and stuff like that to before you enter the trade. So that's my little setup right there. Um, I want to shout out this guy here, David Russo. He's because the money zone is kind of like it's based off a market profile, right? But when you get more in depth into market profile, like you can see his stuff right here, it's a little more complicated. You know what I'm saying? But he's a great trader. You see, he does his market analysis and stuff like that. And I think this was for today. Let me see. Let me make sure. Right, that was yesterday's market analysis. So yeah, he has some great stuff. So it's a little more in depth into the market profile and stuff like that. So you could check him out on Twitter and follow him on Twitter, and you could get a little more insight. You know what I'm saying? All right, y'all. All right, y'all. It's your boy King Yadia, aka King Solomon, staying wise in life and in these markets, and y'all trade safe and stay blessed.